But we look forward to getting you on.
Yeah.
For anyone in my audience who may not be aware of what you're doing, who you are, in the immortal words of Cilla Black, what's your name and where do you come from?
Are we on live now, are we?
We're live,
okay. Amanda Unsworth from Trinity Logistics. So I own a freight forwarding business, which is predominantly shipping air freight cargo all over the world. Deliveries, customs clearance, anything really that moves cargo that needs to go anywhere in the world, we move it.
It's important, right, because businesses can't function without this kind of service. And I say to all my clients, some of my clients, and they know this and they laugh about it, so I can say this honestly, some of the subject matter is quite boring.
Yeah.
Like day-to-day stuff is quite boring, but actually it's super important.
Yeah.
So the question is, like, how can you make like quite a boring message like engaging and popular and people want to talk about it? But when we got speaking a few weeks back at a networking meeting, I was blown away by what you were telling me, because I just spent a load of money on the concept room, and I didn't realize all this stuff, right? Like, I didn't realize that this import and export stuff was so big. So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, rewind a little bit first. How did you actually get into that line of work?
So I fell into it a little bit by mistake, if I'm being honest, but because of my family. So I started on the docks when I was 17. I was a docker, hard hat and all. And if you've been to my event, you'll have seen me in it, because I walk out in my old docker's uniform. You know, proud Scouser, docker bird, as they say. Nice. But yeah, I fell into it by mistake. I was in university studying business studies. Always wanted to be a policewoman, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah. And I was going down that path, had the tests, done the fitness exam, had the interviews and stuff, and I was well on my way. And I was working at QuickSave while I was studying. If you can remember QuickSave, you might be too young. And my mum phoned me and said, she was terminal manager at the time. She went, Amanda, do you want a job down at the docks? And I was like, well, doing what? You know, never even thought about it, even though my mum, auntie, granddad, they were all dockers. Yeah. And she said, do you want a job? Key assistant, it was classed as, but you were basically planning on the ro-ro vessels over to Ireland. So I was like, well, how much is it? She told me it was like double the wage what I was earning at QuickSave. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give that a go. And I just loved it. Yeah. Just absolutely loved it. Found a passion for it, and probably the biggest shipping geek you'll meet now. Really? Yeah, obsessed with it. Live and breathe it.
What was it that made it like click for you?
Fast pace, everything's different. The need for it as well. You know, it's classed as an unsexy industry, but it makes the world turn around. The world doesn't operate without what we do.
Love that. You were telling me beforehand, like some people get like maybe 700-800 containers full of product every year.
That's a small account. They're like our decent sized accounts. But for instance, B&M, we used to ship 10,000 containers a year for them before they moved it internally, because they work directly with shipping lines now. But freight forwarded, that's what we did. You know, some people, they move massive amounts of cargo, but it's not just the big ones that count, it's the small ones, you know. Local businesses. We work with a few small brands in Liverpool, startups and established businesses as well. That won't always be a container, it'll be a few boxes of product, clothing, accessories, medical equipment, absolutely everything.
That's amazing, that. Like, again, blowing my mind a little bit there. But how do you go from sort of starting out like that to big team, doing bigger orders, all that kind of stuff? Because when I think of import and export, like with my limited knowledge of it, I think it's just, you know, just getting a load of products shipped in from China or Turkey or somewhere.
There's a lot more to it than that.
I know, that's what I mean. I get that said to me about content as well. Yeah. Like, it's, you know, you just get your phone out and film a piece of content. Well, or the worst thing people say to me is, oh, you just press record on a camera. Like,
no editing behind it, no.
No. There's no, yeah, it's just literally just hit record. But how do you go from like that, like sort of, because we talk to business owners all the time about big ideas,
Mm.
because we believe, and literally to the point where it's on our business plan, it says we create big ideas, because we believe that everything starts with a big idea.
Yeah.
But how do you take that big idea and turn it into something sustainable like you have for best part of a decade?
For me, probably just passion and drive. I'm so passionate about the industry and servicing the customer well. And because I've worked for shipper lines, I've worked in different parts of the world as well. I've worked in India, travelled, worked in Europe quite a bit, China. I've got a real good knowledge and a little bit unique in comparison to some other people who do the same job as me. Because I've worked on the docks, ran my own trucks, international transport planner as well, qualified with it, working for shipper lines, freight forwarders. I'm quite unique in what we do. And then the team who were with me, most of them have been with me around 20 years, so even before I started Trinity. So we've got such a great team of experience and knowledge. We're not just people who just sit behind a desk and go, we're booking a container on a ship. We get what goes behind it and can add real benefits to the businesses that we work with because of our experience and knowledge.
Unreal. Impressive. I suppose the follow-up to that is, like, if you're a business like we are, who we're actually, as a whole business, 6 years in, but in its current form, the Concept Room, we're about 3 years in.
Yeah.
So as I told you before the podcast, we started off as like a video editing business, and then we transitioned into content creation. Now we're a fully blown, I don't even know what you'd call it really. I suppose it's a social media marketing agency or a content creation agency, whatever terminology you want to call it. But if you're someone like me, who's got all this kind of stuff that you can see in the room now, which obviously the viewers won't be able to see, but I might cut it in. What advice would you give someone like me as a business owner who's growing when it comes to importing and exporting goods?
Probably
doesn't necessarily have to be me, but like,
no, anyone really. Like when we first met, and you were talking about import and export, people just go here and buy from the shops, which is great because that's the core of my business. People importing, but it's a big world out there, and you can source your own equipment, you can source your own products. I'm working with a girl at the moment, a TikToker, who's like, I want to do my own brand. And we've helped put her in touch with a supplier in China because we know them, branded her own product and is now importing them. You don't always have to go here, and we can help with that as well. Like your equipment, as we were talking about it. I don't know your equipment, I'm no specialist, but I know sourcing companies in China or wherever in the world. I can put you in touch, you speak to the experts, and then we help you import it or export, wherever it may be. But yet there's a lot more to it, and that's what I'm saying with us and me especially. I'll speak to suppliers, I get involved. I'm a bit of a workaholic. I've helped with a couple of people locally lately, getting the product to you quicker so it gets here for Christmas, where they were being told by the suppliers, oh, it won't be ready till after Christmas. And because we knew the lingo and what to say, and we used to be, just step in, talk on WeChat to them, get involved a little bit, and just give you that bit more of support rather than just be, oh no, well, it's going to ship this date or whatever.
Yeah. Do you know what? Unreal. It's funny you say that about TikTok, because my missus was made redundant this year.
Yeah.
Whilst on maternity, which is a long story, so I won't dive into that. But when she was made redundant, she started doing some TikTok stuff. So at the start, she started just making a few videos and stuff and trying to just like promote products and stuff. Not her own, it was other people's products.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it all took off. And we started getting the Amazon delivery guy, or the herbs delivery guy, whatever, like our best mates, like literally we're getting about 10 packets a day delivered to our house. And these companies were like sending products for my missus to promote on her TikTok. And she obviously cuts a commission out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'll do a bit of research into this. And it turns out that in China, TikTok Shop specifically, but it'll obviously, if it's TikTok Shop, it'll turn into Instagram Shop and all that, and it'll turn into more. But TikTok Shop alone, It's like essentially the new QVC.
Mm.
The old QVC where you get like a product on the line and
Yeah.
you sell it and it moves on and the next one comes.
Yeah.
It's essentially that.
Mm.
But it takes up like, I think it's like 50% of the GDP of China, which is like, say there's 1 billion people in China. It's 500 million people are buying stuff from TikTok Shop, which is fucking mad.
It's unreal. It's unreal. And you can see it yourself, even just local, specifically to Liverpool, you can see some of our great local brands and then they get influencers involved because of the known and the popularity and it sells.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's like from when I started and that, that wasn't there. It's quite a new thing. It's a whole new world. And we just need to be on board.
Do you think that'll affect like the import and export industry generally? Because when I look at Becky now, like obviously she's going to continue to grow, and obviously as she continues to grow, she'll be getting like higher end products in and stuff like that. Now, if it turns out that she ends up selling like mass market products, she'd probably end up looking to do some importing, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
So do you think that'll impact the industry in the whole, or is it already doing it now?
Well, we're in Ireland. We import 90% of what we use here. So, we even go into schools and talk to kids about this. Where did your trainers come from? Where's your clothes come from? Where's your iPhone from? We import it all. We've seen it different. This year's been a bit of a strange year in terms of import exports. Everything that's going on with the government, people have literally got less money to spending less on luxury items. But what people are spending on is smaller items. So, you spend 20 quid on something rather than a few £100. Them items are flying out. And because kids are on Instagram or TikTok, they're the biggest buyers of stuff. So, yeah, seeing a change in it. Some of my bigger customers have imported a lot less this year. But, the government and what's happened, the tax increases and living costs, it's really impacting things. But it turns around. I've done this now for 28 years and it swings and roundabouts. So you might see a bit of a decrease, you see a bit of change in market, but as a whole, we're always going to import because we have to.
Definitely. I mean, when this budget came out, I didn't read it. I tried, for anyone watching this, I tried to stay away from politics as much as I can. And because I find it very divisive and I just can't be arsed with all the fucking debate and all that shit. Anyway, when this budget came out, I rang my accountants and I was like, look, I haven't read it. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but just tell me what I need to know.
Yeah.
Tell me what I don't need to know. She basically said to me, hold off on employing anyone. So we're looking at building a team now, which is great. We're in a great position to do that, but it's probably going to be more on like a freelance basis because I'm just looking at the numbers and it's just so expensive to employ anyone. Yeah. And this is going a little bit off topic, but anyone with a bit of get up and go, you say that I'm younger, but not that much younger. So all years is kind of messed together. But if you're let's say you're 22, 23, 24, you're out of school, you got a passion to do something with your life and you've got a bit of get up and go and be ambitious. There's no real incentive at the moment really to go and start a business or not in this country anyway.
Definitely not.
And you're seeing it with boxers. I do jiu-jitsu and I know a lot of fighters, boxing and MMA and stuff. And they were saying like boxers who are like role models to the younger lads coming through are going to like Dubai to train because tax purposes there's no point in staying in this country. How can that be right?
It's not right.
How can you like disincentivize young people that much to like just basically leave the country
or not work?
Sit
on your backside and do nothing.
Like, I mean, I look at like the cost that we've incurred this year. I mean, it's eye-watering, really. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And we're all, we say pardon the pun because we're all in the same boat and that's what we do. We ship on boats and stuff, but everyone you speak to is the same. So all of our clients, their staff or import duty taxes have increased. Export, same for exports as well. The cost of everything has gone up. We tend to get hit a bit sooner in what we do. So like now we're importing for next year. So like your spring, summer ranges, you're changing seasons, quite seasonal, our business. And we haven't really seen the peaks that we generally used to get.
Yeah.
So April, May, we'd start importing for Christmas. That busy period didn't come like it has done in previous years. People have held up. Businesses have held off importing more cargo and investing. And you can see it, even like the construction industry, you can see they're importing less because of the cost of everything, the product, but then also the staffing to get the job done.
Yeah, it'll have to come down at some point, I think. Like it's it's unsustainable to keep it this way because it's something like the record number of millionaires are like leaving the country, and this is the problem. It's like if you have got some money, you're gonna
take it elsewhere.
Yeah, just why wouldn't you just go abroad? Like,
yeah.
Like you can afford it, so you're just making people leave. So like,
pretty sad.
Again, I'm not going to go into politics too deeply. For me, if it was me, you just got to make, like what we talked about before this podcast, you've got to make your own thing. In this case, the country, the most appealing place to be.
Yeah.
Like if I want the best video editors and the best content creators coming into business, then I've got to make it the best place for content creating a video to be.
Yeah.
You don't want to disincentivize them.
Yeah.
Like, you want the lowest pay, you want to make the most fees.
Yeah. Work the most hours.
I know, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Christ. Anyway, yeah, I find it really interesting because I went down a bit of a rabbit hole with the TikTok thing in China because China's just, it's a mad country, innit, China, because...
Unbelievable as well, though.
Yeah.
It's fantastic if you get the opportunity, go.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to go to China.
I think you should, especially for the
money,
equipment and stuff you need.
The money bouncing around in, we call it the creator economy.
Yeah.
Now, I again, without going too much on tangents, I always found it a bit contradictory, that statement, the creator economy, because being a creative and economy don't tend to mix. But the amount of money that is being generated through the creative economy, i.e. TikTok shop, YouTube videos, Instagram posts, like all this kind of stuff coming on now. I mean, you look at someone like Amanda, they're in a big contract, probably get paid millions to do, they're probably getting 1 million people watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. They could go onto YouTube, get 1 million views on a post instantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they own all the media. They own all their own assets. They can say what they want.
Yeah. They're
not held back by sort of like, what they can and can't say on TV and whatnot. So you're going to see a lot more people like that. You're seeing Peter Crouch and Abby Clancy. They get the #1 podcast.
We've seen kids do it now as well, aren't you?
You're seeing kids do it.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think, like, as I was preparing for this podcast and speaking to you, it's just got me thinking about, like, even like someone as small as my missus who's just starting out on TikTok, like next year, like what she's got in her mind, she'll be importing thousands of products.
But we can support with that as well, put you in touch with like suppliers or sourcing people over in China, because we've got an office out there with 100%. Staff as well. So we understand it, but then support in terms of what you need within your supply chain. Because it's not as simple as, well, we want a product and that's it, it's done. You have to go through checking that the product's right, go through your quality control, having your samples, and then working back how long it's going to take to manufacture that product, branding and stuff like that. So a lot more goes into it.
Love it. What, like, on that note, what are some things like people should consider when it comes to that stuff? Is it just like quality control?
Yeah, quality control is a massive one, because if you go with the wrong supplier, they can have your pants off a little bit, and I've seen that before. Got to do your due diligence. Check that they're a well-known one. Do some research on them. Make sure they send you the samples. Check everything about it, quality, turnaround time, how long it takes to manufacture it. Also, on deposits, some of them might say to you, you want 100% up front. Well, no, you don't work like that. You can negotiate deposits and how much you pay and when you pay for your product. And then who's going to ship it for you as well. And that's where we come in even more so. Because if you go with these factories, sometimes they'll also add a markup onto the product, which then ends up costing you more that you don't necessarily see. So we take the pain out of that and assist you with it all as well, because then you've got customs clearance when it comes into the UK as well, and you've got to pay duties on it, and none of that's spoken about at the point when you're just talking product.
Love it. Amazing. One thing I did want to ask you about is, everyone's talking about it at the moment, AI.
Yeah.
How do you think AI will play a factor in it? Because My brother-in-law works for a subcontractor for Microsoft.
Yep.
And he goes out to Salt Lake City in America a couple of times a year with the business. And he went to this big conference and they all got a chance to stand up and ask a question to this big wig in Microsoft.
Yeah.
And one of the guys stood up and said, like, you know, what are the realistic job threats for AI and stuff? And they basically surveyed the whole of Microsoft of, you know, and looked at every job spec, every job role, every service they offer and every product they do, And it came back that anything that wasn't physical was at risk and everything that was physical was pretty safe for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
So things like trades, construction, logistics, physical stuff was quite safe. And all the back end stuff, you know, like the admin, invoicing, secretary work, PA stuff, that kind of stuff was a bit more at threat. But how do you think that'll play out in your industry over the course of time?
Well, we're already seeing it now. So I went out to China last year. I went to Qingdao port and it absolutely blew my mind. That port is fully automated.
Is it?
There's no staff there.
Really?
The cranes are automated. The trucks, the moving around of the containers.
See, China just seems like such a different world when it comes to that stuff.
Massively ahead of us. And if I'm being honest, even though I've worked on a port, I didn't think it could be done until I've seen it with my own eyes. And they're also carbon neutral as well, where they feed back into the grid because it's all solar panels and stuff. So they're generating, building their own electricity. It's mind-blowing. However, they still have staff because AI is great and we use it for a lot of things. They work fully automated on a lot of things, but they still don't think with the logical. It doesn't think logically like us. So, for instance, the ship coming in, our port, Liverpool, ship come in 2 weeks ago, and we had that storm. I don't know if you remember the storm. The crane shut off. You can't work because it's unsafe to do so. AI is great, but it can't think like us naturally. Well, we need to do this. That road's going to be blocked. You know, you still need the human element touch. And as well, like with my team, speaking to clients and teaching them and nurturing them and guiding them through them things. We're heavy in terms of talking to our clients because they got fed up during COVID of phoning someone, automating, or you go onto a system and it's a bot talking back to you now. The human element touch was lost very much and we're trying to bring it back. And you can't do that with AI. So yeah, it's fantastic for some things and we're seeing it a lot and I embrace it and we are embracing it. The technology side is fantastic. The ships, you know, out there, automated cranes, brilliant. But there's nothing better than picking up the phone and speaking to someone.
I love it.
And we come across it day in, day out. Like we work with shipper lines. We prefer working with the shipper lines who have the human element rather than, you know, computer says no or stick it on the system, talk to us through this. We tend to not work with them as much because we want to be able to pick up the phone, speak to someone and have conversations.
I love it. Nothing worse when you get stuck on a website and you're talking to a boss.
No, it's terrible, isn't it?
It is
I end up lashing the phone because it just doesn't get it. And if you don't put the right word in, it's not going to give you the right answer.
Yeah, Jamie Ray says this, like the future of business is human.
Definitely, well, I'm working with Jamie for that reason with my team because a couple of them are younger, you know, early 20s, gone through COVID and you could see they didn't have the confidence either to speak to people. And it was very apparent. I could see the difference in the guys who've worked with me a long time to the younger guys. And we need to teach our younger generation how to have conversations and be confident and hold their own. And it was getting lost.
I love that message. I'd add something onto that as well. I think the future of business generally is human-led, but it's also creative-led.
Yeah.
So whether that's, you know, creative on your website or creative on social or creative in the form of content, assets. I know I'm biased because we have a content business.
Yep.
And you're seeing like AI influences now and you're seeing AI, I mean, some of it, if it's done well, is indistinguishable from reality. So I think there will have to be some like sort of regulation on
most definitely, yeah,
on that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's getting to a point where we always said with the video editing stuff we do, we wouldn't use AI stuff. We won't just run it. So, for example, if a company comes along, wants a load of content doing by us, we won't just run it through an AI tool and off you go.
Yeah.
It'll all be human touched. And there is a part of me that sort of like dies inside a little bit because when I learned it, it was an art form to create a good video, and it was you had to learn the whole process of doing it. And that's kind of gone now. Now in the background, we use some AI tools which are really helpful to us, and it's probably brought us back, 10 to 15 hours a week of, the reason why I haven't hired a load of people yet is because some AI tools are doing good work for us.
Yeah.
But in terms of actual front end, all the content room stuff that goes out there, in terms of like whether it's in the content room itself or whether it's stuff that we do on site, it's all human touched.
Well, AI, it doesn't have the feel element, does it? So that's where you see the difference. I think like we've just done it, your little Christmas card or your advert, and we've used AI to put an elf driving the truck or the boat or whatever. But the one what gets the best reaction is us being in a warehouse, showing what we physically do us as humans, rather than something that you can tell is generated by a computer.
I love it. It's funny with the AI stuff. Like some of the literally, I reckon I brought back about 15 hours a week.
Have you?
Yeah, just through like there was a point where we were like editing podcasts. So, say someone come in and film their own podcast, I would literally sit in the back, produce it, and then when we come to edit, I would sit through the whole thing. So, say it was an hour-long podcast, it might take 2 hours to sit through and cut every scene and make sure the sound's right and add in the clips and all that. So, a 1 hour podcast might turn into 3 hours worth of work.
Yeah.
Now, there's an AI tool that we use that can probably do that in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and it does it better than what I could do it. So now, it's great because we can turn the content around quicker, but it's also buying us time back where we can do we were doing maybe 2 or 3 podcasts a week before. Now we're doing 10 to 12 podcasts a week.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's really, really good. But when the client gets it from us, it's always human touched. And you can tell.
I just think you'll get more back from it because
100%.
The human element.
At the end of the day, imagine, right? So if me and you want to do some work together, say you want content or I want some import and export and stuff, whatever way. Imagine that this relationship that me and you are building up now was built on AI based.
I wouldn't do it.
Work.
I wouldn't do it.
Exactly. I wouldn't do
I'm
it.
a talker. Even down to emails. Ours is heavy email traffic per day. I pick the phone up. I'm still pretty old school. I want to speak to that person, have the conversation, and then do your bit of a follow up on email.
Yeah. So if you do run into an issue, you've always got that sort of human element to it.
Most definitely, but you just can't. You can't get the same message over on an email or anything. You're better just talking.
Well, I always think as well, if someone, it's a trust thing for me.
Yeah.
So if someone's putting their trust in me, where they're potentially paying me thousands of pounds every month, I don't devalue that. I don't just. I really value that.
Yeah.
And I value that trust. So maintaining that relationship is so important.
Most definitely. I like to look in people's eyes as well, but also, especially for my clients, every single one of them know they can get me any time of day.
Yeah.
Always.
That's good.
When you work with some companies and 9 till 5, it's gone. Send us an email. We're not back until tomorrow. I just can't stand that. Drives me mad.
I like it, and that's what'll set you apart. That's what, like, again, without blowing smoke up your arse too much, like that's probably why you've had such good longevity in what you do.
Well, I'd like to think so. If I work with you, your business is treated like it's mine. I'm an extension of your business, so I'm gonna get you the best possible results. Get your product here as quick as possible or out, whatever it may be, and do it for the best price. And we won't always be the cheapest, but you'll get the best service, and you'll know that you're getting the very best you can get.
My old business coach Peter used to say to me, "There's no strategic benefit to being the second most expensive."
I haven't heard that one before.
Because he was like, "What's the benefit to being the second second cheapest or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, there's no benefit.
I think if you're the cheapest, well,
there's a psychological thing to it, I think,
what's
where
coming from there?
people associate cheap with what's that old thing? It's like cheap, fast, and good.
Do it twice.
And imagine you had, if it's cheap and fast, it won't be good. If it's cheap and good, it won't be fast. If it's good and fast, it won't be cheap. Like
it's just crazy. I mean, I've just been put in touch with, from our networking group, actually. Jamie's actually recommended this guy to me, put us in touch. And he's importing products. And last week I spoke to him. He was telling me what was going on. And basically someone's been having his absolute pants off for the period that he's been importing his goods. And they're shipping it very wrong as well. So he's now contacting me saying he's been told that the product is in Christmas Day. When we've gone in and tracked the cargo, and I'm not even working with this guy, I'm just trying to help him, it's actually not coming in until January. But he's not getting an answer off the person who's working with currently because they don't want to deliver the bad news. But they should be forecasting, saying, right, weather's going to hit, that ship's going to be late, this is what's going to happen. Let's build it into your supply chain. And then he's asked us for a price on his next shipment. And ours is, I think he said, about $500 cheaper. And he's like, how can it be that? I said, because he's having your pants off. Because what he's done is he's realised you don't know what you're doing on that side of it. So he's adding on. So anyway, this guy shipped it for him, even though we didn't give him the go-ahead. So I said to him, right, go back to him and say, you didn't approve him to ship. You want the money knocking off? And he's knocked it off. And I said, that just proves to you, he's been having your cacks off. Because you can't just knock $500 off a shipment for a container. And it's blew his mind a bit. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
And then the amount of trust that's building on your side.
Well, I'm not even working with him.
Exactly. But you're just doing it out of goodwill.
Yeah.
But it builds you goodwill.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually, it's funny you say that, because I talk to clients about this all the time. It's like, we had a bit of a chat before this podcast, and it's the same principle. It's like, if you post one piece of content, you're probably not going to make any sales off it. It's not going to grow your business.
Yeah.
If you post 30 pieces of content, it might move the needle a little bit, but not too much. But every piece of content that you post in, you're building up a bit of goodwill, and a bit of goodwill, and a bit of goodwill, and a bit of goodwill. Oh, that's useful. That's useful. That's useful. The amount of golden nuggets I've got from this podcast, just in the short time we've been speaking, golden nugget, seed, plant. And over time, everything's kind of white noise on social media until you become the ideal client.
Yeah.
And when you become the ideal client, all that goodwill that you've built up and all them seeds you've planted in my mind. Oh, Amanda said this. Amanda said this. Amanda said this. Amanda said this. Oh, Amanda did that for me. She didn't need to do that. Happy days. Oh. And then all of a sudden, it's like, right, I'm going to spend a load of money with Amanda.
Well, you hope it comes back, don't you? I mean, some people take advantage of it.
The law of reciprocity says that, well, if you put all this good information out and help and loads of goodwill, then if that person goes away and does all the stuff, technically they won't need us anymore.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've helped them, so happy days.
Yeah.
But who actually goes and does it? Because if they could do it themselves, like
they would have.
Yeah. If I could go and import and export a load of goods by myself, I'd go and do it. And even if I spent a whole year studying it and taking in all your content and stuff, I would not go and do it. I'd just end up hiring you because I just don't have the time or inclination to go and do it. Whereas, and it's the same for our clients as well. It's like, if they could go and just create a massive social media profile and build a massive brand, then they would go and do it. Yeah. But essentially, they just don't go and do it because they just,
stick to what you're good at. That's what I think.
Literally. Yeah. I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
We said this, like, sometimes I've bit off more than I can chew, and it's always bit me on the arse. Always. But I like your vibe. I like it. I like the way you operate and the way you talk, because it's similar way that we try to do stuff as well. Keeping that human touch, keeping that like creative touch as well. And we talked about Jamie, but Jamie really describes it well as like them wow moments.
Yeah.
It's that like thing where people go, you know what, this is cool, this is good.
Yeah.
And even if, like, one thing we do now, and if you ever become a client, you'll see this in the onboarding. It's something as small as we put a type form together. So when someone signs up, they'll get like an automated welcome email.
Yeah.
And in that welcome email, there's like a little type form, and you click it, and there's like a few questions in there, and it's like, what's your favourite biscuits? What's your favourite coffee? And they'll answer them. And let's say like someone puts a Bakewell. Let's say I'll go and buy a few Bakewells from the shop, and when you come in, I'll put a Bakewell
nice
there for them.
touch.
It's a nice touch.
Which shows that you're actually taking.
Cost me £2.50.
But you're thinking about them.
But I'm thinking about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's them little things and them little human touch that AI will never be able to touch.
As I say, I think it's great for some things, but you just can't take away that human element.
Now, can AI build the form for us? The type form? Yes.
Yeah.
Can they go and buy the Bakewell for me? No. And that's where the wow moments will come in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Selling Jamie, he's not even here.
and that's that. But that's that thing where people will go, that content room's different from all the rest because he thought about me. He's not just
personal touch.
I wasn't just a number on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I wasn't just a fucking, a green mark on my P&L sheet or whatever. It's just he actually thought about me there.
Definitely.
And it's just little things that we can do to incrementally just keep that going. And as you say, it builds up such goodwill that over time, like even when you're in a bit of a slope and cash flow's a bit tight, like this year. I mean, again, we spoke about it, and I'm quite open about it, but, everyone's in the same boat. Like, every time I've sat in here and went, fuck, money's tight at the moment. Shit, I need to fucking grow the business.
Yeah.
Everyone's in that position.
Every single person. I haven't spoke to one person this year that's gone, this is my best year, this is what's happening. We're all feeling it as business owners or whatever you do. Everyone, even not as a business owner, just normal people, your family, everyone's feeling it.
100%. So that leads on to my last question, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like for Trinity Logistics? And what does it look like that for Amanda Unsworth? And what's your big prediction for next year?
I'll start with prediction because in our shipping world, so past couple of years you might have heard about the pirates around the Suez Canal and stuff. So we've not been able to go through the canal, which has increased transit times, making it longer to get products to and from China. That's supposedly going to open back up end of Q1. So ships will start going through the Suez Canal again, which will hopefully reduce transit times and maybe bring prices down. We don't know yet because it depends on how the shipping line goes with it. I think it'll cause carnage with us again because you're going to have things shipping on a longer transit, meeting and all arriving at the same time as the shorter transit. So I think there's a bit of unrest going to come. I still think it's going to be a difficult year because we're not seeing, even our clients not projecting massive huge sales and stuff. So I think whilst this stuff's going on with the government and people are shorted on money, I think 2026 is going to be a bit tight for people. For me personally, just keep banging the drum and, driving the business. We're using this bit of a quieter period to develop our staff. We've brought in a new system, so we're trying to get ahead of the times and have our staff better trained, better prepared, more knowledgeable, because it will turn around. It always does. Business-wise, again, just keep doing what we're doing, really. Bring on more clients, try and help more businesses, especially during these periods. So give them good sound advice about how to manage the supply chains and try and manage costs a little bit, because we can all work a bit smarter on that as well.
Sure. Fair play.
Oh, and our events as well. So
I forgot about that. So I got told today that, what's it called again?
Power of a Woman.
The Power of a Woman event on the 21st of Feb.
27th.
27th of Feb.
Yep.
Get that right. 27th of Feb. Is on. Now, I will be attending for the first time. What can I expect?
Loads of fun. Some fantastic guest speakers. A few surprises. The best raffle you've ever seen. Nice. Which you can speak to people because we tap up all of our importers, so we get a lot of good prizes. We raise money for charity. So last year we were just on 40,000 for charity.
Unreal.
And yeah, just just having a great time and recognising some people in the room. It's not an awards dinner or anything. It's just a bit of a celebration ahead of International Women's Day, because I'm from a male-dominated industry, so we try and get we do get speakers from my sort of industry and showcase a few people in the room.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good day.
I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you coming in. It's been nice to sort of talk to someone on sort of my sort of wavelength and values of the way people do business. And you know, it's tough at the moment. You know, being in business is really tough, and actually, it's good to see people like really doing good stuff. So thank you so much for your time. I'll put all the links to the event, your websites, your socials. I'm going to be putting this out all over the place anyway, so I'll collab with you all. If someone wants to start an import and exporting stuff, where's the best place they can find you?
Give them my number, contact me direct. You know, I'm open to share my number. I'd rather people speak to me or contact the team, whichever, but everyone can get hold of me. I'm accessible.
I'll put all the details around this video. This will be out before New Year. Amanda, thanks so much. Appreciate your time. We are
Thank you.
done.
Thanks.